So old people's home is not a very nice or lucrative business in Nigeria. Like old people's home doesn't work at all in Nigeria because of some certain reasons, and that's what I'm going to tell you. You might have asked that you've not seen old people's home before in Nigeria, or maybe because of this new trend where a man of God built old people's home in Imo State. You'll be like, this is the first time, this is the only person who could build old people's home in Nigeria. Now, from records, there are still old people's home in Nigeria, but this is not a thriving stuff in Nigeria. And I'll tell you the reason why you don't used to see many old people's home in Nigeria. Coming to abroad, like all these European countries or Westerners, old people's home have really saved a lot of aged people or sick people, especially those who are bedridden. It has really saved them to make them live longer than they expected to live. Because of what they need it. They need old people's home more than we do back home. And here, most of all these old people's home are being paid by the government, like government cater for their needs. Unlike Nigeria, where you know that our government are not working, and if you need to take your old parents to old people's home, you have to pay handsomely for that. You get? So there are value systems that we have in Nigeria that these Westerners they don't have. Like we so much believe in family. We so much believe in our responsibilities to take care of our family, our parents after they've taken care of us. Do you understand? It is a cultural stuff that is inside of every Nigerians. Let me not even talk of Nigeria. Let me talk about the southeast part of Nigeria where I come from. Like it is a taboo that your parents are old. Instead of you taking care of your parents, you take them to a place where people will be taking care of them for you. You take them to the old people's home. It is a taboo. You get in our own culture, but it is different when it comes to Westerners because these white people, they don't even care. Do you understand? They don't take family to heart the way we do it back home. Somebody can even be in the same city with the parents, and for 2 years he has not gone to see his or her parents. You get? So they don't place so much value in family the way we do it in Nigeria. It's not because it is a bad something for you to take your parents to old people's home, but cultures and value system comes into play here. You get? There are people that old people's home are meant for. If we should take our place as a case of study, like there are many aged people who never gave birth during their youthful age. They don't have any children. There are some that gave birth, but they lost their children. Maybe their children died or something like that. You find out that these people are just at home languishing, and they might not even be healthy. Are you getting me? These are people who can actually be taken into old people's home, and like it will be justified according to our culture and our system of life. You get? Culture has so many things to do. Culture has so many roles to play in our actions. You get? But you seated very healthy. Your parents are old. You take your parents to old people's home. What does it tell? Like people will see you as the most stupid human being on earth. Like people around you will see you that because it's not our culture. Our culture is that the parents who took care of you when you were old age, they are doing that solemnly, like purposely, so that when they get old, you take care of them. So you are not push them to old people's home where they will be there. Only them will be there. You understand? They don't even get to see their children. You get? You only visit them whenever you want. It is not our culture. It is not just our culture. Another thing is that if you come to Western countries, you see that their law works very well. And when you come to health aspects, like they are very strict on their laws. And you can't just as a caregiver, you go there, you do whatever you want, however you want it. You must do it according to the way the law stipulated. Not like in Nigeria where even a person who started nursing today will treat patients anyhow. You get? They will treat it like you're not a human being. So it is still suitable for the Westerners because they have a good system working. But in Nigeria, even a nurse can even decide one day to use one blow and hit your old mama just because of say maybe she shit somewhere just like that. You get? So if you check all these things, you see that old people's home is a nice thing, but still not everywhere. Like in an Igbo land, it can't be patronized because of what? Because of our culture and our value system. It can only be patronized when for people who never had children and they got old or got ill. That's where this is suitable. But you as you are now, how do you feel? Because the way you treat your parents is actually the way your children is going to treat you because they have seen everything. They knew that our grandma was in old people's home. You get, when you turn old, they will take you to old people's home. You get, nobody cares. So I was discussing with a nurse here, and we are just a kind of some time ago, we're just a kind of comparing it with how it is in Nigeria, because 30% or more than 30% of our people who travel abroad are just old people that gave them job. They're just doing as caregivers. You get, but you see that you can't bring that to Nigeria, because many people will be laughed at that they took their parents to the old people's home when they are the ones that's supposed to be taking care of them. You get, so coming here, you see that people have so many things more important to them than taking care of their family. They have work to do, they have vacations to go, all those kinds of things. They prioritize those things more than somebody who is old because of, say, you are their parents. So they just take you there and you'll be taken care of. So some of them believe that those people, those nurses there, or those caregivers will take care of them more than they would do if they should leave them under their custody. Yes, they should believe that, because the government works and you cannot just do anything you want as a caregiver. You must follow the procedures. You get? But the reverse is not the case when it comes to Nigeria. You get? A caregiver in Nigeria can even give your mama blow instantly just because of, say, there's a one saying that once a man, twice a child. You can only be a man once in your life, and you'll be a child twice in your life. You'll be a child when you are a child, when you are growing up as a kid, and you become a child again when you grow old. You do things like children. It's only once in your life you become a man. So at that retrogressive stage of your life, when you are already old, it's the kind of nurses we have in Nigeria that doesn't have that human sympathy. You get, you can just do anything like an old person. You see them, they will flog hell out of you. It doesn't happen here in abroad. So don't think that why you don't see old people's home in Nigeria, more of them in Nigeria, is because there are no people who have it in mind or who have the fund to do it. But this actually doesn't go in line with our value system, meaning that you can even have that old people's home, you can spend millions of naira there, you won't see any person there. Nobody will bring their old person there. You get? So if it is hospital, people can bring their old parents in the hospital because they want the medical attention. But bringing their old person in old people's home so that people will take care of the person is highly not possible. Some people will do it, but it is not in our value system. So what do you think? Thank you.